So 6 months ago, I spent my Christmas break just drinking, eating, sleeping, not working out at all, for about 3 weeks, just kind of doing whatever I wanted to. And it was nice, but I definitely saw the results of that after. I decided that I needed to get back on track with my working out, with my fitness, with my nutrition, all of the things just back to real life. So today I wanted to talk about the 5 things I did this year that changed my body. Welcome. If you're new here, I'm Dallas. I'm a mom of 2 and a fitness enthusiast, sharing my journey and just getting healthier and stronger in real life. So I started the year like this, and now 6 months later, this is where I'm at. The first thing I did was track my macros. So the first thing I feel like to get you back on track is to get your nutrition in order. Of course, protein is included in that, there's no doubt, but getting everything else like the carbs, the fats, the calories, all of those things in order to get to your goals, I feel like it's important to track in some sort of way. You don't have to track your macros, but I'm telling you what worked for me. What worked for me was tracking my macros, keeping all of that in check. And one of the things that is the hardest for me in tracking my macros is probably the fat intake, because it's so easy to just go overboard on that. Just kind of keeping those things in check helps you throughout the time. And then it also helps with figuring out ways to, okay, if I usually have chocolate every day in some sort of way, so I can incorporate my favorite foods so that I don't give them up and just binge later. So I always incorporate chocolate because that's my favorite thing. So usually if I'm feeling like a sweet treat, I would do like a Greek yogurt that's high in protein and pour some chocolate chips on top, and that usually helps with my sweet craving. The second point is meal prep. Meal prep is very important to me. It helps me, it kind of goes in with the hand in hand with macros as well, because it keeps me on track with my macros. As a busy mom, I feel like I'm running back and forth doing the most most days. I usually have to have my meals prep, especially breakfast and lunch. Dinner, I usually can cook later on in the day when the girls come home from school, and I can get them, I usually have whatever dinner they're having. Whether I have to modify it to fit my macros, but I can usually figure that out at the end of the day. Whether it's just pairing the veggies with the protein I'm cooking, or adding some extra rice or whatever, I can usually figure that out. But breakfast and lunch I usually need, because in the mornings I'm out throughout the day. So lunch I need to have, breakfast I need to have, and that's usually my overnight oats, which if you look back in my last video, I made some overnight oats, which they're my favorite. And lunch, those are my top 2 things. Now, if I'm running late on time or the weekend got away from me, I didn't have time, breakfast is the first thing I am going to be making. I'm going to be prepping, which is today. So today is Sunday. I did not get time to meal prep. So before I go to bed, I'm going to meal prep my overnight oats. And it literally takes me less than 5 minutes to make it. So at least I'll have that on hand. If you know which area you need to have meal prepped, just try your best to figure out fast meals. It doesn't have to be like a 5-star meal all the time. Just a fast, quick meal that will get you to your goals, that helps. And then for dinner, you could have, if you really like to cook and be extravagant, you could do your 5-star meal then, or when you do have time. Third point is incline walking after strength training. Now, this has been very interesting. So before I went on Christmas break, for a couple months before, I was running 3 miles about 4 or 5 days a week, sometimes 6. Then I would strength train about 3 or 4 times a week after I ran, because I wanted to get the running over with. Now this time, what was interesting is I went into ChatGPT, of course, which we all do now. And I was like, you know what? Let me just do a little experiment. I was like, I'm going to try to see give it my goals and say, what do I need to do based on my goals to see results? And one thing that it said was doing incline walking, but after I strength train. So putting more effort into my lifting. If I did my cardio first and then I strength trained, my energy would be low. So it would be hard to do, like, get those heavy lifts in. The difference that I noticed, okay, so one of my goals this year was like the line in your legs. Okay, the line like on the side of your leg. Let me see if I can do it. Like here. That was my goal this year. I wanted to see some more muscle definition, especially in my legs, especially that line right there. And that was a goal. A couple weeks ago, my friend sent me a video of me walking along the beach with my kids, and I'm gonna insert it in here. But I was like, wait, is that it? Do I see the line? And now I've been noticing it, so I'm like, oh, it's working. And to be fair, I have noticed more muscle definition since doing this, and that has been a game changer. But I have noticed it being harder to get, not necessarily harder to get the fat off, because I noticed that I've been building muscle. Overall leanness, I noticed it more when I was running. So I decided I'm going to do, after these 6 months, I decided now I'm going to start doing a hybrid kind of training. And I'm going to incorporate back in my running on the days that I'm not lifting. And then I'm going to do the incline walks on the days that I do lift, so that I can still build that muscle. And over these 6 months, I built that muscle. So now I'm going to continue running and I add that in. But I thought that was very interesting. I did notice a lot of muscle growth in that time. Oh yes, and one more thing, focusing on progressive overload. This was the first time that I really tried to lift heavy. I was like, okay, I'm starting the year off good. I'm going to actually try to lift heavy, because I keep hearing that or whatever. These weights already feel heavy, you're already tired, but I was like, I'm going to push myself. And I feel like that, in turn with the incline walking, helped build muscle. Now it's time to shred. Okay, my fourth point is tracking progress beyond the scale. Now, the scale, to be fair, didn't move much. It probably moved about 5 pounds, but I also noticed my body changing, especially in photos. So I took a photo at the beginning of the year and to now, and I've noticed a difference. The scale will not tell you the full truth, because I did put on some muscle during this time. And there were times when I thought I wasn't making progress, and I was like, ugh, like why? I just need to go back to running. But then that would just be my mind, messing with me. And then the next week I'd feel more confident and be like, oh yeah, I see a difference. And then I got that video that I told you all about. I was like, oh my gosh, my goal, it happened. So that was really exciting. That was really exciting, but it just shows you that the scale doesn't tell the full truth, and the photos you can definitely see, even if it's not in the specific area you want. Like my area that I want to lose in is my belly, especially after having a C-section. Like my goal is to lose that pooch, and I'm working on it. It's not fully to where I want it to be, but we're working on it. But noticing in other areas, okay, my muscles look a little more, my arms look a little more toned, my legs have some more muscle definition. I think that's really cool, and it shows that you can't rely on that scale fully. So find other ways, whether it's also measuring too. 5 is consistency over intensity. Life happens. I'm going to go on vacation. I'm going to go out on girls' nights. I'm going to go out on date nights. I'm going to live my life and have all the fun. And that's part of life, enjoying it. So putting in all of this work, my friend always says, we put in all this work, so we deserve to enjoy it. So I've been trying to change my mindset to that more, and not trying to, push myself so hard in the gym the next time. It's okay. I'm getting back into it so that I can enjoy these times, and it helps when I'm on vacation. When I'm on vacation, well, most of the time, I just want to enjoy all the food, enjoy all the drinks, enjoy relaxing, enjoy it fully, and knowing when I get back home, I'm going to get back into my routine and I'm not going to fully fall off. Or if I, have a date night out, I'm going to get back into my routine the next day. But I wouldn't go crazy like, okay, let me do 3 miles tomorrow and strength training legs. And I wouldn't get the results that I see or the results that I want. So I just wanted to share these 5 things with you guys, and I hope that this has helped you in some sort of way. And I hope you enjoyed the video. So if you're on your own journey to becoming your best self, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.
Do the face expression like this.
Okay. All right?
Yes.
Okay.